Hello my dear children.
So today in this video we are going to start a new chapter. So the chapter name is Poverty as a Challenge. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about the poverty. So how poverty is determined. Okay, through we are going to discuss about the concept of poverty line, then we will discuss the causes of poverty, and after that we will discuss the anti-poverty measures. Okay, so what are the measures that has been taken up by the government to remove the poverty. Okay, so according to you, okay children, so poverty, whenever we hear about this word poverty, so feel that the poverty is a situation where people are unable to fulfill the basic necessities of life, isn't it? So as soon as so what we can say is that in our daily life we come across many people who we think are poor, isn't it? So by seeing someone we say that these are the poor. So this could be the people who are landless laborers in the villages, or the people living in the overcrowded juggies, in the various overcrowded places, the slums areas we call in the cities. We think they are poor. So they could be the daily wage workers, the construction child, or the children who are working as a child laborers in the dhabas or the tea stall. Okay, so we can also think that they could also be the people like beggars, also be the beggars with the children's in tatters. Tatters means the children who are with the torn clothes, isn't it? So we see that poverty all around. So we can see the poverty all around us. Like in fact every fourth person in India is poor. Okay, every fourth person in India is poor. So this is according roughly 270 million or 27 crore people in India live in poverty according to 2011 to 12 data. So this also means that India has the largest single concentration of the poor in the world. So in the world also the concentration of poor people in India is the largest. Okay, so this illustrates the seriousness of the challenge. So because of this only we can say that the poverty is a big challenge before us and to our government. So in order to understand this, we will discuss the two typical cases of poverty, one in the urban case and another rural case. So first we will see urban case. So the 33-year-old Ram Sharan works as a daily wage labor in a wheat flour mill near Ranchi in Jharkhand. He manages to earn rupees 1500 a month when he finds employment, which is not often. So the money is not enough to sustain his family of 6, that includes his wife and 4 children aged between 12 years to 6 months. So he has to send money to home also for their parents, and there his father is a landless laborer. He also the father depends upon Ram Saran, and his brother who lives in Hazaribagh for sustenance. So his brother is also dependent upon him only. Okay, so Ramsara lives in a one-room rented house in a crowded basti in the outskirts of the city. So it's a temporary shack built of bricks and clay tiles. His wife Shanta Devi works as a housemaid in some others' houses. She earns rupees 800. So they manage a meager, very less small meal of a dal and a rice twice a day. But there's never enough for all of them. His elder son works as a helper in a tea shop to supplement the family income and earns another rupees 300, while his 10-year-old daughter takes care of the other sibling. So none of the children, they go to the school. They have only two pairs of hand-me-down clothes each. New ones are brought only when the old ones are unwearable. Then the shoes are luxury to them. The younger kids are undernourished. They have no access to health care when they fall ill. So this is a situation in the urban case. If you see the rural case, so Lakha Singh belongs to a small village near Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. His family doesn't own any land, so they do odd jobs for the big farmers. Work is erratic is irregular, and so income is also irregular. So at times they get paid rupees 550 for a hard day. If they are working hard also, then they are earning only rupees 50. But often it's in kind, like apart from cash, like they are getting, if they are working hard also, sometimes they get not cash but in kind, like wheat only they are getting, the vegetables they are getting from the field. The family of 8 cannot always manage 2 square meals a day. Lakha lives in a kacha hut on the outskirt of the village. The women of the family spend the day chopping fodder. Fodder means food for the animals, and collecting the firewood in the fields. His father, a TB patient, passed away 2 years ago due to the lack of medication. The proper medication was near there, so because of that his father passed away. His mother now suffers from the same disease and life is slowly ebbing away. Okay, although the village has a primary school, Lakha never went there. He had to start earning when he was only 10 years old. So new clothes happen once in a few years. Even soap and oil are a luxury for the family. So these are the two cases of typical cases of poverty, one in the urban area and one in the rural area. So after going through the cases, we can discuss the following issues. We can discuss the various issues related to poverty, and they are landlessness, unemployment, size of family, illiteracy, poor health, malnutrition, child labor, helplessness. So these are the various issues, okay, that are related to poverty. So from these two cases what we can understand is like from these two cases we can understand that the poverty has a different dimension, it has a different sides, it has different faces. Okay, so that like normally when we are talking about poverty, then we means hunger and lack of shelter, but with this there are other dimension. For example, if the parents are poor parents, unable to send their children to the school, that can be also a poverty. Sick people cannot getting treatment, that can also be the poverty. Poverty also means lack of clean and sanitization facility. It also means a lack of irregular job at the minimum decent level. Above all, it means living with a sense of helplessness. So this poverty can be looked upon from the various dimension. Okay, poor people are in a situation in which they are ill treated on every grounds, every place, be it a hospital, be it a railway station, be it offices, everywhere they are ill treated. Obviously nobody would like to situation. It's not people choice, isn't it? It's they are not choosing to live in that situation, but they are bound to be in living in the poverty situation. Okay, so one of the biggest challenges of the independent India has been to bring the millions of people out of the abject of poverty. So India, like before 15th August 1947, India was under the British rule, isn't it, children? So there the people were very much ill treated by the Britishers. They were exploited, they were dominated, the condition was very pathetic, the people were poor. But after independence also, we got independent from the British, but Mahatma Gandhi, as one of the leaders at that time, he always insisted that the true independence would be achieved only when the millions of people, they will be out of the poverty situation. If that is the situation, if that thing happens, then only we can say that we have achieved independence in a true sense. Now after 15th August we got independent from the Britishers rule, but the true independence would be only when the poorest of its people become free from human suffering. There will be no suffering at all. So every people, they will be living in a harmony. They will be living in a situation where everyone will be better off. So he was of that vision. Our Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation, was of the vision. So this poverty, so biggest, he is saying it that is a challenge. So that's why your chapter is named at the poverty as a challenge, because it is the biggest challenge of the independent India. We got independent from the Britishers rule, but this poverty is the biggest challenge. Okay, and the true independence would be achieved only when many people are out of this poverty situation. Okay, children, so from this part in this video, we have understood that poverty has a many dimension, it has many sides. Okay, so you might be thinking that people who don't have income, they are poor, but apart from that there are other dimension also on which the poverty can be determined. So poverty has other sides as well, so various dimension it has. So it differs from people to people. Okay, so that's why this poverty is the biggest challenge for us.